Hey, what's up? It's Valar. Hope everybody's doing awesome. So, happy weekend to you. I'm a weekend warrior just like you, so let's get into it. This is actually going to be a spotlight on Lydia. Here we go. Okay, so Lydia is the reward for Faction Wars. It takes freaking forever to get her, and I did finally build her out. Um, which, like, I was going so many different directions on time wise. I'm still building quite a few things that I wanted to do some guides on, so I'm going to be pumping those out actually, and just kind of doing that for fun, right? So Lydia though is amazing. I actually think she's got a super cool kit, and I think most people probably think that by now. Never ever pay attention to this garbage right here. I think that's unfairly rating her because she doesn't smack as hard as people want her to, or something, or she has a 7-turn cooldown on one of her abilities. Anyway, let's not look at that. Let's not talk about all that crap right now. What we're going to talk about is how I built her. We're going to play around with her. We're going to showcase her actually fully. Some of this stuff is actually the first time I did it. I literally just built her and said, let's go freaking record. That's pretty much it. So I will admit, I have not played her on my own account yet. This is the first time I'm doing it on the video right here. She is a game changer potentially for what people have. I think you can finish Faction Wars now because they have actually nerfed Faction Wars with things that you couldn't finish Faction Wars with before. So you may not necessarily have a Draco or a Venus when you finish Faction Wars. It's very theoretically possible that that's true, and Lydia would actually be game changing for your account. And I actually tend to think that she is actually useful pretty much freaking everywhere. You can use her in Clan Boss. Use her in every dungeon. She's amazing in Doom Tower. She's amazing in Arena. So for me, she actually is a good reward. Lydia is freaking super cool. I love Lydia, even though they ripped her off from some other game, StarCraft or whatever. But hey, she's still super cool. So 46,000 HP. By the way, I did watch people's content on her and all that stuff. I'm just like you guys. I watch other people's content too. So I kind of went with the blend of the damage build and a little bit of accuracy too, in case I wanted to bring her into dungeons. Now, it's not enough accuracy. It's not high accuracy. It's just decent accuracy. Or I wanted to like test her out in a clan boss type of setup or something like that. I figured I wanted some accuracy on there. That was kind of my thought process. 46,000 HP, 2,800 attack. Her base attack is kind of low. I do sort of wish that was a little different. Maybe they would give her like 1,100 attack or something. So it feels like she needs, and her damage multipliers are based off attack. It feels like she needs a little more attack. It's really good defense, but so I have pretty good attack artifacts on her and 6 pieces of cruel. I still can only get to 2,800 attack, which, all right, fine, right? Defense 2,400, a little less than 2,500. Speed got her to 221 speed. Crit rate 107. Crit damage 201. And like I said, too, I finished Faction Wars after they nerfed it. I probably could have finished it before they nerfed it, but I'll be honest, I was actually not really playing the game that much at that time, so on a very long break from it. But I finished it within the month that they nerfed it, like about a month after they nerfed it. So there was still some hard stages in there, dwarves, all that stuff. But I got her finally, and I'm showing, like I said, with gear I have, it's hard for me to push to 220-ish, even like I was talking with one of my good buddies. It really is 220-ish or higher. It's actually kind of hard. So even I don't have the gear to do that. So I'm kind of showing a build that maybe more people could actually achieve, because I'm sort of like more trying to represent the everyman of gaming here, right? That's what I am. That's what this channel's about. I'm not a full-time gamer yet. I don't know if that ever becomes a reality. It's going to be quite a long time if it does, but I'm just like most of you guys watching this video. I have a ton of obligations outside of this game that I don't have all the time in the world or all the resources in the world to just pour into this game. Anyway, but I pour my heart into this for sure. I really do. The time that I do have, I absolutely love this game. So 107 crit rate, 201 crit damage. Resistance, I wasn't really going for it all. About 239 accuracy. And now let's show what the pieces I've got on her are. Here's her accuracy banner. It's just kind of a mad banner. It's okay. It's nothing great, but it's accuracy. I want to go there. Crit damage, it rolled accuracy. I actually realized I got to farm more spider filter. So that is something I have to work on. But accuracy, HP ring that rolled double defense and double attack. I thought that was kind of a cool balance right there because of how it rolled. I'm sort of wishing for more attack. I mean, it doesn't matter. It's actually a good banner. Speed boots with triple crit rate. Pretty cool. Some of this stuff I've swapped from other champions, even ones that have kind of been moving some of these pieces around. These are some of my these are really good speed boots. One of my best speed boots because it rolled triple crit rate. It's only 5-star, but hey, it's a triple crit rate roll. Attack 60% with double crit rate. No speed on it, but a little bit of attack and accuracy and crit rate. Pretty nice. This piece, crit damage with double crit rate and a speed roll right here. This piece has got speed, crit damage, accuracy, defense, crit rate, attack, the flat defense, speed, crit rate, speed, attack, crit damage. So pretty nice, actually. Like I just showed you, these are actually pretty decent pieces. But because their base attack is so low, it's actually hard to scale that. And maybe if I wanted to go more damage, I'd run an attack banner over here instead of the accuracy banner. By the way, you know, I have seen people that take it out and stuff. I'm actually going to keep the mouse pointer in there just because it makes it... And somebody commented on this too, and I thought, you know, that's actually true. It makes it so much easier for people to actually see what I'm talking about. Like, if I actually scroll up and down here, you can actually see what I'm talking about with the mouse pointer still there. Okay, anyway, let's look at her skills too. Oppression. I'm not going to read the whole thing, but it's a one-hitter, 100% chance when booked. And I did fully book her. I figure she is so hard to get. Now, she does take a lot of books. I think it's like 15 books she takes, so it's actually a lot of books. But, I mean, she's such an end game goal. You should book her, I feel like. Especially with how long... Just the appreciation for how long it took you to get her and accomplish it. I absolutely think, just based off that alone, you should book her. I mean, of course you want her to be good, right? So... but she has a 100% chance of doing fear for one turn and a 100% chance of increasing the duration of any poison sensitivity debuffs. Then a passive on her A1 that attacks enemy champions with this skill whenever they place a freeze, stun, fear, or true fear on an ally. Increases according to how many debuffs are placed at the time. One attack for each one of those, and then the first attack targets the attacker, and then the other ones are random based off of how many debuffs your team got on you. And then this Siren's Wail, this is a 3-turn cooldown you put up to 100%. Does AoE decrease defense and weaken on the bigger versions of both. But it also puts buffs on your team, which is pretty damn sexy. Strengthen buff and increase speed. So the strengthen buff, you are actually just flat out like decreasing the damage that your team receives, right? And then increase speed, obviously it's pretty self-explanatory. You're increasing speed. Then her nullification, A3, hits one enemy twice. And then it has a 100% chance when booked of doing the poison sensitivity. And then the second hit does block buffs and block cooldowns. Now, it is a single target, but block buffs and block cooldowns I feel like are actually underrated skills in this game. Those can be game-changing skills for you. They really can be, actually, if you think about it. Depending on what you have to use, you could actually go in and... this is actually a side note, not just from her, but block buffs and block cooldown skills. Like I think Lugan does block cooldown skills. In other games, it's called ability block. All that is a huge ability. I still don't understand to this day why that ability is still relatively overlooked. If someone, this is not AoE, it's single target, but like say you have a Sifi or a Valkyrie or anybody, right? That you just want to shut them down. Now you block the bluffs that they can get, plus you block the ability for them to use their anything but their A1, right? Which is like a provoke. The difference is they're not targeting you, right? Because they're just plain old on cooldown, those skills still. Just kind of a pet peeve of mine of why that isn't considered a top tier skill. It should be in one of these games, I feel like. Every single one of these games, if you can block the other opponent's skills, isn't that a freaking great thing? I mean, anyway, I kind of went off of there, but don't undervalue block cooldown skills or even block buffs. Block buffs is actually huge too, especially in Faction Wars where you get this girl from, because I ran a couple block buff champions like a Mordu Macab and a couple other ones. I think, what's the demon? Umbral Enchantress does block buffs, not on her provoke, but on the other one. That is humongous. I think I ran them both together, and that's how I got through Demon Spawn, was they had block block buffs, I manualed it, and then I just kept going block buffs, so that they never were able to get the counterattacks up. All right, anyway, denies enemy revives. It is a 7-turn cooldown one book, 9-turn one not book. That I could see being kind of like, okay, it provides utility once, and then it takes forever where you're never really going to use it again, right? Unless you're going through several dungeon runs or Doom Tower runs where maybe it will help a little bit. But it would, because you may be taking a longer time to kill things. I think this is actually decent for PvP, but it also makes sense for PvP in a way because the battles are so quick, nothing's going to last 7 turns. Hell, shit don't barely last 3 turns in PvP, right? So even if it's on a 3-turn cooldown, it might as well be on a 20-turn cooldown on PvP because you plain old don't really go past 3 turns ever in PvP is my experience. So, okay. And maybe they thought it would be too OP in Doom Tower to run this if they did have revivers in there too. But in some of these Doom Tower levels, when you're up on the hard mode, I mean, they take 10 minutes to complete. At least for me, they do. And you got a manual and all that stuff. And you're going like 5 turns, 6 turns per freaking wave, right, to get through it. So I know people can speed from it. I can't because of the gear I have. So when I'm in Doom Tower and stuff, I actually think this is huge, even though it is a 7-turn cooldown. But for PvE, it's perfect. And even for PvP, it's actually perfect just because of, I mean, maybe for the psychological aspect, people want the lower cooldown in this. Whatever. All right, so then we got the passive. That's what I was just reading, sorry. And then her ally resist in the arena by 100. That is a huge arena aura. I mean, I don't think her utility is arena. I mean, I'm not arena, like a resist champion or anything like that. Like, she's a debuffer with some potential for damage dealing too, right? So let's actually run her in arena, and I'm going to run her. Everybody's going to be like, you suck when I show what I'm going to run her with. Hopefully this guy's Hegemon is slower than my 2 Hegemons. Right? People are like, what? Let's actually go in here, and I'm going to keep Arbiter in there for the speed lead, and I'm going to run both my Hegemons. I have a CC Hegemon and a damage Hegemon, too. I almost feel like I would want to, well, whatever, I run Arbiter for the speed lead. Maybe I don't even need Arbiter, actually, because Hegemon goes first, is actually what I'm thinking. So this may not be the greatest showcase right here because, yeah, Hegemon's going to nuke everybody out anyway. And then she's going to, what's she do? Siren's Wail does 25k, 45k. It did on with no decreased defense and weaken. Did 45k and then put the decreased defense and weaken on, what's-her-face, Skull Crown. So that's pretty good, actually. All right, this is actually a team with a Lydia. That's a triple revive team, isn't it? It's pretty interesting, actually. So this is actually maybe a kind of tougher team. All right, let's see. So this is my stun Hegemon goes first, I believe. He's 212, the other guy's 211. Yeah, this is... Okay, they're Lydia. Let's see. 27,000, 24,000. That's without any decreased defenses and weakens. You know what I'm going to do? I'm actually going to take the one of the Hegemons out to really fairly showcase it. So let me actually make sure I'm going to take the one that's actually the more damage one. That's this guy. Okay, I'm going to take him out. I'm going to put Draco in there. And this is going to showcase her nuke real quick. I'm going to put Draco in there, and he's going to do... I don't know if she's going to do her A2, actually, if he puts up the decreased defense and weakens on everybody. Okay, she's actually faster because the... Wait a second. Oh, because the base speed is faster. That's why. Okay, her base speed is faster than... what's his face there? Maybe I'll use Venus, actually, because Venus, I do have Venus as well. My God, everybody's looking at us like, what in the hell? Don't make one of the biggest mistakes I've made in Raid. I have a very, very good champion pool. Amazing champion pool, right? But I pulled too many shards for too long without focusing on the actual important part of what this is, which is getting gear. Gear is more important in this game than champions are. Champions are cool, and we love them, and I still love them. I love to chase them. Don't get me wrong. It's part of the fun. But the most important part of this game is the freaking gear grind. It's what makes everything else work. So make sure that you are focused on building what you have as best as you can and the gear grind. Pull, of course, but don't overindulge like I did, because I've definitely overindulged in this game before. All right. I'm going to have to pause it and speed to a little bit to show what I wanted to show real quick. I'll be right back. All right, we're back, and I did speed tune it now where Venus actually has higher base speed than she does, and I realized I had been using in Venus an old unkillable comp on the clan boss, and I didn't have her speed boots leveled all the way up. So now I did, because I don't use her there anymore, because I just run the Batman Eater. Anyway, so let's actually show this now. Oh, this isn't even close to a fair 89K on that one. Not that it matters, but in that case, it does matter. Like, we're just going to wipe them no matter what. 150,000, and they have a Hegemon too. So let's actually see whose Hegemon is faster here. Okay, my Hegemon's faster. And they're only a level 50 Hegemon, actually, too. So he's still working on them. But there, yeah, like, come on. There we go. She counterattacked there because we got the fear. So we'll manual her a little bit here. Okay, now we got the AoE, decreased defense. And weaken we can do, which puts it on them. I actually want to see on auto which one she's going to do, because now there is a decreased defense. She still does that. 57,000 on Santa there, you saw. So my build is not insane damage dealing, but it's pretty decent. So she can nuke, obviously. But I don't have her built to where you would get her like through pushing through Platinum Arena like crazy yet. Not yet, I don't have her built that way. And that's going to take me quite some time to do that, actually, too. So we'll do one more arena battle, and then I'm going to showcase her in actually some dungeon content. But she is actually amazing. So, and we got to showcase her actually with a reviver here too. So I may actually try to find a revive team, even if I had to refresh a couple. Okay, that was pretty nice hits right there. 57, 52, look like a bunch of different hits. So she did nuke everybody out right there. We literally don't even have a reviver anywhere here. That's pretty funny. Like, how often do you run into it where there's nobody that does revives for the most part? Well, Sile, but all right, I'm going to refresh until we actually get a hard team with a reviver. Okay, this is actually probably a good one to look at. Yeah, okay, so because Hegemon may kill one of these ones, probably, although doesn't she automatically revive? Okay, let's see. Let's just run it on auto and see what happens. Okay, she does have the revive. We didn't do enough damage. And is she going to nuke everybody out? Okay, that's good. Block the revive right there. So then we denied the revive. Worked out good. If you have more endgame gear, sure, you can use it for platinum. I don't quite have the gear to push to that just yet. Technically, I do, but not for her. It doesn't matter. I'm going to just run 2 Hegemons and her, and then just keep going and see what happens. All right. Now let's actually show her in some dungeons. Ice Golem. She's probably amazing in Ice Golem, actually. I'm gonna take this guy out because we're not needing him right now. We got Draco in there, and she does the poison sensitivity. So I will actually run that team. We got a double revive. We don't need a double revive, do we? What the heck? Let's just keep it because I'm too lazy to actually scroll through it right now. That's it. All right. So, I mean, she does pretty decent damage, actually. I mean, she's not doing 80,000 damage like Royal Guard, but for how much utility she provides. So if you think about the utility she provides, she is not only providing you with debuffs and everything, she's also providing you with damage too. And in most cases, the debuffers, besides like Draco, but he doesn't do AoE damage. He does random damage, right? He doesn't even do an AoE hit on the decreased defense and weaken. The only reason I even kept Draco in here was because the poisons and the poison sensitivity. You wouldn't necessarily run her and Draco at the same time. I probably should have actually taken him out is what I should have done. But that's okay. No big deal. So we'll keep going from here, and then we'll see like how long it takes. So she's doing 60K. Pretty cool. Pretty cool. And increased speed on everybody too. That is pretty nice, actually. Let's see. And then, okay, you got poison sensitivity on one of the minions, and there's a poison up right now there too, so the damage on the ticks would do more. I think this would be best in Clan Boss, of course, the poison sensitivity with her. I don't have everything tuned to where she'd use it. Plus, she has the increased speed, so I know you'd have to specifically speed tune her to do that, which is no big deal. But I'm also not going to use her in Clan Boss. I forgot to show her masteries. I realize that right now. So I will go back and quickly show her masteries. I actually think my Rhodos is always the last one that survives. Always the last one that survives. It doesn't even matter. That's probably because I'm not the best, most endgame player out there that can have the most best gear that show you everything perfectly. I'm just a damn average player that beats his head against the wall to build teams sometimes too. It's that simple. Okay, so there you go. 646 actually pretty good. She almost did as much damage as Rhodos. Now Rhodos is a single target, so she's spreading the damage around. And Dracomorph obviously is Draco. So let's actually show the masteries. Where is she? There she is. Okay. Masteries right here. I did go Helm Smasher for the ignore defense. I probably may have wanted to go more on the with where I'm at on flawless execution because I'm getting an extra 20% crit damage doing it that way. But it's really not that big of a deal. She's got the ignore defense on the cruel sets, 5%, like 20% or 15%, excuse me. And then this too. So probably actually would be better to keep Helm Smasher on. And then I kind of went down here because I figured if I was pairing her with my Stun Hedgie, my CC Hedgie, this would actually be good to increase the damage. And I just wanted an ability to kind of randomly cycle out. And then I went down the accuracy tree with Master Hexer too. So we'll do one more run with her, I'm thinking, in like... I mean, I could show her in Doom Tower, actually. Let's just do that real quick. But I'm going up normal. So I can do hard. I got the floor 66 hard last month. I couldn't complete hard. And there was a few days I didn't even do Doom Tower, so it's not a fair comparison. But obviously I can blast right up normal. But let's just see. It's not even really a good thing to show her this here, right here. But because this is just so easy to nuke everybody down at this level. But let's do it anyway. All right, and then we'll show her in Dragon, and then we'll call it a video. By the way, like and subscribe. Thank you so much for all that too. And actually, give me some comments below for followers who make it this far and everything too. Yeah, this was like not a fair showcase there. This is so easy. What you want to see as far as like other videos go, please let me know. Like, give me some ideas that you want to see, and I'll make videos on it. Okay, I'm kind of glad I actually got to this part. This is actually only the floor 40 Frost Spider, which is actually pretty easy. You need to have HP burns, all that stuff. Easy on normal, I should say, or not that depending on where you're at in the game, right? For my roster, it's easy. But the nice thing about using her in the decreased defense slot and everything too is that Spider revives. So technically, it makes it so you don't necessarily need the HP burn. Well, you still need it, but it makes it so the Spider won't revive if you kill it without the HP burn being affected, being on that Frost Spider. So kind of cool in that regard. I'm going to replay it real quick, just run it through auto. I'm not going to sit through it. I'm going to come through at the very end to showcase what I'm talking about. Then we're actually going to run her in Spider and Dragon, and then I'm going to call it a video. Because I know it's been a little bit longer, but I really wanted to give her kind of the overall full treatment. Okay, one of these Royal Guards is going to... Well, he had takedown, but he didn't. Okay, see? She would normally revive right there at the end. So that Spider would normally have revived, and you saw denied because there was no HP burn up at all. Boom, denied. So for that... She's actually really cool. That's not just the only reason she's cool in Doom Tower, but it is actually pretty cool. All right, so let's show her now in Spider, and then show her in Dragon. Not the whole run in Dragon. This will only take like 30 seconds, this run, so it's fine here. But in Dragon, I'll just show through a couple things. Okay, and here we go. I'm leaving your Carl in there as well, just because I just love the guy for some reason. He really is actually quite fun to me. All right, so she put the decreased defense and weaken, and it's an attack, but she missed the weaken on the Spider. Wow, okay. That's actually pretty big. But your Carl stole the turn meter, so that actually helps a hell of a lot. And we do that with Prince Kaimar, and he steals the turn meter again, And then she does her AoE again, and then decreased defensive weaken is now up, and then Royal Guard can now do the takedowns, and then I'm doing the play-by-play here. Boom, done, 28 seconds. All right. I'll keep that. One flat stat I don't want, but that's actually good. All right, so pretty cool. She's pretty sweet. I love her. I think she's awesome. You could probably definitely use her in every dungeon now that I think about it, too. For sure you could, actually. For absolute sure. All right. Let's take Draco out again and then put her in there. Okay. And I kind of like that's an attack because it does some of the damage pre, and it does that increased speed and strengthen as well. So Draco's is not an attack. That part kind of sucks. Not really sucks. I mean, it's okay. All right, let me just go through. By the way, in no means did I mean to say Draco sucks there. He does not. I meant it's his ability, the AoE decrease defensive weaken, is not an attack. I kind of wish it was an attack. Like the fact that she does AoE decrease to defense and weaken, and it is an attack, she's placing damage out there already. So in my opinion, I do think you should build her in more of a balance type of thing. Now, the dragon doesn't matter, but block buffs is up right here. So, all right. All right, so come on now. Let's get this done. Let's get it done, yo. There we go. All right. Pretty cool. I'm going to end the video right there. So if you liked the video or if you found it funny, helpful, or anything in any way, you could do something for free. You could just click the subscribe button. If you want, turn on the bell for the notifications. But click the subscribe button, subscribe to the channel. It helps with the algorithm, and like the video, comment on the video. It will help YouTube promote the video and help the channel grow. So thank you so much for all your support. I really do appreciate it. Make sure to leave comments below on what you want to see. If you saw something in my roster you want me to build that maybe I haven't showcased yet too, go ahead, leave a comment. I will do my best to work on it and actually get it out this month or even in the next week. So thank you so much. Like and subscribe.